behind that?
So we actually we see a lot of folks. What they'll do is they'll so we use a tool called Hotjar, and we actually get them. They scroll down a bit, and sometimes when we focus on getting content or traffic to our website, we don't necessarily want them to go to the homepage. Sometimes we get them to go alternative routes, which we could discuss here in a second.
Mm-hmm.
But if they come here, what they normally do is they want to check out the coffee right away. So I would say 75% of the users, as soon as they come here, they'll see it and either click on those three bars in the top left-hand corner or click shop coffee. I think that the page is big enough to where someone doesn't know that there's kind of a scroll bar down below, and that's okay. If people want to go and directly shop coffee, we think that's fine. We want to give the customers any really route that they want to take to eventually just surf around on our website.
So that's a really important statistic, right? 75% of people just directly go in and look at, okay, what do these guys have? And then you've got the 25% that want to know a little bit more. So you're kind of like already seeing two kinds of customers. One who are just sort of exploratory and want to read more about it, which is a minority, 25%, and the others who are just like, all right, show me what you got.
Yep, absolutely.
So do you use this kind of analytics to try to understand? I mean, Hotjar's a great example of like the different kinds of customers and so the objectives they have, so that you design the homepage to try to give something for everybody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that's another aspect of differentiation we want to do in terms of technology. I mean, it's nothing new for some other industries like the tech industry or just some other industries that have widely adopted technology.
Mm-hmm.
But if you take a typical coffee roaster, most of the time their websites are either poor or they don't have them at all. So just being that we have a website puts us kind of above average in terms of the other coffee roasters out there. And when we kind of let this happen, it's really on the basis of, hey, customers shop in different ways. Let's try to appeal to those different ways. And we see everything. So we are real big on the analytics piece. So like Hotjar, for example, we use HubSpot. HubSpot's like a huge marketing tool that we use, where we get really a lot of insights into interactions on our website, and we can follow up and engage with people as they kind of shop and go through that customer journey.
Right. I mean, have you guys thought about adding like live chat or anything like that so you can engage with people?
Yeah, so that's one thing we're actually we're testing a few things now. So you see at the bottom there, you kind of have like an earn rewards and then also a share
Mm-hmm.
a link, and like say you click the share link here. Um, what we're trying to do here is, if someone clicks on it, uh, they get their unique share link. They could sign up, and then they have a few ways to share. So if you're familiar with the Morning Brew is like a newsletter that goes out, and it's really an interesting thing that they use to help build their following. So we wanted to do kind of the same thing. So we have like a reward system in place where it's pretty obtainable to get these rewards. So like if you refer 2 people, we'll send you a logo decal. If you refer 5 people, we'll give you a mug. 7 people, we'll give you a bag of coffee. 10 people, a tumbler. And then 15 people will give you 3 bags.
And what's a referral? Is that when somebody clicks on the link or if somebody actually buys something from that link?
So when somebody actually buys something with that link. And what we did to really incentivize people is, hey, if you refer 50 people, we can give you a year's supply of coffee for free. So
Wow.
it's a pretty, I mean, it costs the company a few $100s, but if you have 50 people also purchasing, it's not so much. So we wanted to kind of we don't focus a lot on advertising other than social media.
Mm-hmm.
So we're trying to create alternative methods to really get people to talk about our brand. And that's from, like we run a free coffee survey, which here I could go into that now. So This is another aspect of our website where we get a lot of people to go to. So we have this survey,
Mm-hmm.
and every month what we do is we have people just go through the survey. So we start with the email address. We use Typeform, just embed the form in here. We ask if anyone has referred them. We ask for their name, and then we give them some questions, a general set of questions that we kind of ask everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Design of the site. So overall design, what's your thought from 1 to 10? Range of coffees and merchandise, 1 to 10. Coffee and merchandise description. So these are all links to those pages as well. Um, and then finding what you needed. So like your FAQ, subscription info, referral programs, etc. And then what we do is every month we change the back set of questions. So what we're doing now for May is we're asking the customers, hey, if you could change something on our website, what would it be? So
Mm.
that's something that we really want to include into our business process, because at the end of the day, if you don't have something that customers want, or people that just go to your website want, they're not going to shop from you.
Mm-hmm.
And being that we're implementing some of these things, uh, people see that and they're like, wow, this company is actually listening to me. And that's what we want to know, that and be a part of like a customer's life in that way. Then
So,
we
how long have you been running this survey for now?
so a few months. So we our first one was probably in March, beginning of March.
Okay. But sorry, Garrett, I think you were about to say something and I interrupted you. Go ahead.
No, no, no. So then I was just gonna say, we have some stuff that we've been thinking about. So like example here, would you like seeing us explain our coffees in a video and put them on our website, right? So we're giving the customer a choice, and then same thing here. Would you like access to free educational coffee content? So and then ask them for suggestions, and then we do the typical net promoter score type thing. And then when they hit submit, it'll take them to their straight to the coffee page where they could browse.
Nice. And tell me about what you've done about this feedback. Like, are there things which, in terms of feedback you got, that was surprising that you didn't expect?
Uh,
Um,
So,
let's start with
so
that.
yeah, so some of the stuff yes, some of the stuff no. So we understand. So as we were talking about before about just making decisions,
Mm-hmm.
we understand this site's not perfect, and it's
Mm-hmm.
never going to be perfect. Every time we update it, it's already obsolete in terms of what we're doing. And that's where we're trying to create a real big feedback loop. So not only are we incentivizing customers to give us our feedback by saying, hey, if you let us know your thoughts, we're going to give you a bag of coffee or some other prize. But it allows us to get their honest feedback. And then we take that feedback. So like, for example, just last month, we knew we had some pretty um, well, just kind of like okay coffee listing descriptions, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what we did was we completely rewrote our descriptions. So these are the new descriptions. All the folks, we saw a trend where they were like, hey, I like your description, but I don't see anything about kind of how the coffee tastes, or a little bit more about the coffee. So we did just that. We added flavor profile, the body, the acidity, where it comes from, the altitude, the processing method, and kind of embedded into um, our little description that we have here. And that was one area where when we sent out the May survey, we said, hey, we're listening to you. And we also send everyone an email. And we say, hey, we're listening to you. We really liked these ideas from this month.